Welcome back, guys. In the last lecture we have completed the login mechanism. So now in this lecture we are going to work on the concept of protected routes and authorization. So even the user is logged into the interface, we have to check whether the user is authorized to that endpoint every time. That means except the login and registration APIs, remaining all the APIs are the protected routes. So if I go to the user route, here we are not having any middleware. We are directly comparing the values with the database, or we are directly storing the values to the database. So now I am going to create an endpoint which is a protected route. So for that protected route, we will receive the token and we will validate the token in the backend. If the token is valid, then only we are going to send the response to the front end. So first I am going to create one endpoint so you will understand better. So the endpoint name would be router.post get user info by ID. So in this endpoint we are going to send email and name to the user after successful login. So the function will be async. So here try catch block. So every time they will send only one thing to the backend, that is token, because they will be having only token they send. So here the user is logged in, but if you inspect these, we are having only the token with the user. We don't have any information like even the ID also. So the user will not know his ID also. He will know only token. That token we have to send. So then only he could able to display the ID here or here somewhere in the layout part like that. So for the first time he will be having only the ID. Now, so I am going to create a middleware to validate the token. So I am going to create a new folder for that. Even if you write the logic here, but we have to use that logic for a lot of endpoints. So that's the reason I am going to make it as a separate file. Middlewares. So the first one I am going to write is auth middleware.js. So here first you have to import the JWT. JWT is equal to require JSON web token. So here I am going to write export, or instead of export you just need to write module.exports is equal to, we will get three parameters: request, response and next. So first we will validate the JWT token with the request body, because in the request body we will be having the token, and we will call the next method. We will call the next method only if the token is valid. So let me check the authorizations. So this is my function. Now so here in the request body we will have the token in the headers part. So first of all let me call the endpoint, then you will understand better. So let's go to the client, src, pages, home. So in the home I am going to import the Axios, import Axios from Axios. Now I am going to write one use effect. So in this home page only I will call that function get user info by ID. That's all. So I just create a function get data. Here I'll just write const get data is equal to, so try catch block. So whenever you are writing try catch block, you must specify the function async. So here I am going to write const response is equal to await Axios dot post. We will use only post methods maximum. So /API /user /get user info by ID. So we will send only the token. So that token will be present in headers. With the name authorization. So every time we use this format only. So authorization, and the value will be local storage dot get item. You should specify these in the so anyhow this will be string plus string, so that will be fine. So we will send API request with the headers authorization. So in the authorization we will decrypt that in the backend, not decrypt, we will split these in the backend and we will get the token. So if it is successful we will throw the response, else we will throw the error. So now I am going to write CLG response.data. In the catch block I am going to write CLG error. So until unless you complete this lecture it is little bit confusing, so please be patient and listen. So it is very simple in the UI part. So every time whenever we are calling the API request except login and registration, we will send these headers. So what the headers will consist means the token in the authorization. So in the backend every time in the auth middleware we will check the token if the token is valid and if the token is having the validity. That means if it is not expired, then only we will send the response of that respective API endpoint. So now I am going to write const token is equal to, it will be present in request dot headers of authorization. So here you have to keep the authorization in the small, here you have to keep the authorization in the capital while sending from the front end. So authorization dot split. Why I have written split? So if you observe in the home I am having this space, bearer, between the bearer and token we will be having this space. So after splitting, the first one will be bearer and the second one will be token. So that's the reason we have written the array index is equal to 1. So in this we will have the token. Now we have to verify whether this token is valid or not. This is the thing, callback function. I'll explain this, don't worry. So JWT, we have imported the JWT dot verify. The first parameter will be the token and the second parameter will be the secret key. So if you remember or not, I don't know, while implementing the login we have encrypted the JWT with the help of a token which we have stored in the process.env file. So while decrypting you have to get that. So with the help of that only you could able to decrypt. So token is equal to this one what we have got from the front end, and this is the secret key and this is the decoded. So in this decoded we will be having the user ID. So we will send, okay, we are having the error, right? So if there is any error we are going to return status 401 and send message is equal to auth failed, and one more thing, success is equal to false. So that means if the token is invalid we are going to send the message authorization failed. That means the token is modified or malware or the token is expired, anything it could maybe. And then we are having else part. That means if it is success we are going to simply call the next function. So we are going to call the next function, and for that request body we are going to attach the user ID. So that user ID will be present in the decoded with underscore ID, because we are encrypting the underscore ID format. Let's go and check in the email, not email, login route. If you go to the user route, so we are encrypting ID. We are just encrypting ID, so that ID will consist user ID. So even if you put the direct user ID it would be better, or else just keep the ID, already we have written, right? So just keep ID. So in the token we will be having one ID property, that ID is nothing but user ID. So now the request body is attached with the user ID. Got it, right? So in the module.exports we have written this logic. So this logic also you have to write in the try catch block only. Try catch block, and make this function async. Make this function async. So in the catch block you just have to throw the error, same response.status auth failed, success is equal to false, close the body. That's all. So this is only the little complicated thing in the authentication part. So this is called as the authorization. So even the user is login, so some of the APIs we will send the response to the only authorized users. So I will test the error scenarios also to you will understand better how it should work. So now the only thing is, whenever the API request is called, we will attach the user ID based on the token decryption. So if the token is decrypted, we will get the user ID. That user ID every time we will attach to the request body. That's all. Now let's go to the user route. So here this try block will execute only after implementing the token decryption. So here I will call that middleware. Const auth middleware is equal to require dot middleware slash auth middleware. So here I am going to call it auth middleware. So first, with the whenever this API endpoint is called, the first auth middleware is going to execute. If the token is valid, then it will call the next method. Next method is nothing but this callback function. That's all. So now I am going to write const user is equal to await user dot find one. So we are going to find with the help of request dot user ID. I think request dot body dot user ID. Let me check. Yeah, so here it is attaching directly to the request. I am going to attach to the body, not the request. Yeah, request dot body dot user ID. So here also I will use the same thing, request dot body dot user ID. So for the first time we will not get the user ID for the in the body. So once we decode the token, then only we will get the user ID in the next method. So now I am going to send the response to the client as if does not user. We are going to send user does not exist, else we will send the success response dot status 200 user found. So we don't require the message here because it is the normal route. Success true, data is equal to user. I am not going to send the complete user. I will send only just name is equal to user dot name, email is equal to user dot email. That's all. I won't send the password because the user should not see the password in the client. So we will send only this response. So in the catch block, anyhow we will throw the error if anything goes wrong. Response dot status 500, send a message is equal to error getting user info, success false. That's all. So superb, everything is looking good. So let's see, we are getting an error in the backend. Internal modules, you cannot find auth middleware. What we have written, let's see, dot slash, yeah. So we have written 2 dots. Again it is throwing the error. Cannot found. Okay, this is the issue with auto GitHub pilot. Sometimes it will not work properly. Dot slash, where I have written exactly middlewares, slash auth middleware, auth middle. Okay, the spelling is wrong here. Middle. Okay, let me connect here only. Rename auth middleware. So here also I'll use the same thing, auth middleware. Now this time it should work, I hope, without any errors. Again it got crashed. Let me check what is the error. Still it is showing the same thing. Cannot find module auth middleware. Okay, we just need to put the 2 dots now. Superb. Now we don't have any errors. So dot slash middlewares is the folder name and auth middleware is the file name. Now if I refresh the home, I should get the user info if the token is valid. Let's hope the best. So inspect, network, refresh, see network. So we got an error. Let's see. So auth failed, that means the token is invalid. Let's see the payload. So if you observe, we are sending the payload in the request body. So this is the invalid. It should go from the header. So here you can see we don't have this header. So in that scenario, what you have to do means, in the home.js, the first parameter will be the payload. Payload is empty, and the second parameter will be the headers. Now it should work. Now we don't have anything in the payload. If you see headers, we have the authorization and we have the token. So this is fine in the UI, but still the backend is getting crashed. Let me see. So user route object res. In the user route, in the 75 line, we have an error. Okay, it should be at the top. Response.throw error. Now let's hit the API once again. Still it is crashing. Response is not defined. Okay. Yeah, so here we don't have the request and response. That's the reason it is getting crashed. Request and response. Now let's refresh. So we don't have any error in the backend. Let's go and check in the UI. Get user info, preview, superb. Here you can see we got the name, we got the email. Success is equal to true. So our authorization is working fine now. Let's go and change something in the UI. So it will remove these errors. Yeah, we don't have any errors from the backend. We have only this warning and button reused error. So now we have tested the valid scenario. This means happy path. Now I am going to test the error scenario. I am going to change something in the token part, and I will call the API. So it will throw the error now. So this is the token, right? So for the first letter, I am going to remove the E. Press enter. Now if I refresh the page, it has to throw the error, and that is our expected scenario. Let's see. You can see we got an error. Auth failed because we have changed the token. So even if you change one line in the token also, it will throw the error. Now I am going to keep it as it is by adding the E. Now it has to throw the success response. You can see success. So this is about the authorization. So we also need to implement the protected routes in the front end, but that we will discuss later. So by this we have completed the authentication with login, registration, JWT token, password hashing, as well as the protected routes in the back end. So thank you. See you in the next section. Welcome back, guys. In this section we are going to work on the Redux setup as well as the showing loaders whenever the API request is in the processing state. So we can also show the loaders based on the use state hooks in every page, but it is very complicated and it is not a feasible solution. So that's the reason we are going to create a reducer. There we will have two functions, show loading, hide loading. So we can call that function from all the pages wherever we want, whenever the API request is required. So I think we had already installed the Redux related libraries. Let me go and cross check in the front end. So in this section we won't be opening any backend related code. So let's close everything in the backend. Yeah, so this is the package.json in the front end. If I go to the dependencies, I'll be having Redux, and we also need React Redux. Okay, Redux Toolkit. So let me install the React Redux. npm install react-redux. So we require these three properties, not three properties, three npm modules to work with the Redux. So here you can see we got the React Redux library also. Now I'm going to restart it. npm start. So in the meantime, I'm going to create a new folder in the src with the name Redux. So in this Redux, first I'm going to create a reducer, alerts reducer.js. So alerts reducer is nothing but loading and hiding. So it is a process of alert. Now I am going to write export const. So we can write the server got restarted. Let me close this. Yeah. So export const alert slice or alert slice. So here in the new Redux Toolkit terminology, we need not to call the reducer. We have to create the slice and we have to export the reducers from that slice. So for that, you just need to import the create slice. So here you can see I'm getting the suggestions. So the first one will be name of the slides. The name of the slice will be alerts. Then we will be having the initial state. So in the initial state, I'll be having only one parameter, that is loading. So by default, loading is equal to false. So this is my initial state. I'm going to close the initial state. Then I'll create the reducers. So here you can see I got the reducers. So I got a function set loading. State.loading is equal to action.payload. So instead of set loading, what I will do means I'll first of all I'll close these reducers, and here my first function will be show loading. State.loading is equal to true. I need not to open the action also. So I just need state.loading is equal to true. Then I'll be having hide loading. State.loading is equal to false. So every time I will call these functions only, show loading, hide loading. So based on the loading, I'm going to show the loader and I'm going to hide the loader. And now I'll close this slice. Yeah. So we have created the alert slice. Now we have to export this with the help of reducers. Now I'm going to write const show loading hide loading is equal to alert slide dot actions. It's not action, yeah, actions only. So here you just need to write export. That's all. So we have to call this function. So it is going to change the value of the initial state. By default, loading is false, right? So whenever we call the show loading, that means whenever we dispatch show loading from the pages, so it is going to change the state to true. If it is true, it is going to change the false. That means we will call the hide loading function. So this is the slice. So this is based on the new Redux Toolkit terminology. So if you don't have any idea in this, so you just have to go through the Redux Toolkit topics. So first of all, you have to import this create slice from the Redux Toolkit. Import create slice from Redux Toolkit. Yeah. So previously we used to write constant actions, dispatch, all those things. So in the Redux Toolkit, we did not write all those things. So it is very simple now. So we just need to write the initial state and we need to call the reducers directly from the pages. So now you have to create the store. So you just need to have one file called as the store in the Redux store.js. So here first I am going to import the create store or configure store from the Redux library. Import configure store from Redux Toolkit, and then we just need to import the we just need to create the root reducer. So we have only alert reducer, right? Here also we can create, that's not a problem. For that you just need to import combine reducers from the combine reducers from Redux. I think that's all we need here. And also import the alerts reducer, alert slice, or just you can call it as the alerts reducer, or just keep it alert slice only. Here also replace the name to alert slice. We will forgot the name of the reducer. Alert slice. Yeah. So now I'm going to write const root reducer is equal to combined reducer, and we are going to call the reducer name as alerts. So we have only one reducer, the reducer name, no, sorry, I am also getting the name reducer only. So it is slice actually. So we are having only one slice. So we just have written alert slice dot reducer. That's all. Now I am going to write export. Oh, we just need to write create store, right? Const store is equal to configure store, reducer is equal to root reducer. That's all. Now export default store. So we have written the store now. Now we just need to import this store in the index.js. Let's go to the index.js. So here we just need to import the provider first. Provider should be imported from the React Redux. Import provider from React Redux, and here you just need to remove this react.street_mode and keep it provider, and here also you just need to write provider. So now you just need to provide the store. Store is equal to this one. Oh, sorry. Store, what we have exported in the store.js file. Yeah, that's all. So here we are getting an error in the src redux store.js cannot resolve Redux Toolkit. What the hell is this? We have written Redux Toolkit. Let me import it once again. Redux Toolkit. I think we have to specify the @ symbol in the npm install. There's the reason. Yeah, it's expecting an @ symbol. I will reinstall now. npm start. This time it should not throw any errors. Here you can see the server is getting restarted. Starting the development server. Let's remove this commented code. Come on, come on. Alert slide, create slice, everything is looking good. Yeah, so the only thing is here you have to mention the reducer, alert slice dot reducer, whatever the slice it may be, you just have to put it. So here you can see we didn't got any errors. It should work now. Compiling. When in the index.js also we need to save it. Yeah, we got the home. That means it is working. Even this is the login page. Even if I refresh, it is working fine. So to check our Redux setup is successful or not, we just need to print the alert reducer in the console. So let's go and get the alert in any one of the page. In the login only I will get. So here I'll just write const loading. I'm going to destructure loading from use selector state is equal to state dot, the slice name will be alerts. So use selector is not defined here. Let me import it. We also need to import the use dispatch also. Use selector and use dispatch from React Redux. Yeah, so now let's see. We should have the loading value in the console. Where is the value? I didn't got any value. Refresh. Still I didn't got any value. Let me cross check. This is login page. Oh, I have not written the console statement. Console.log loading. Yeah, here you can see now I got the value. So if I change it to true in the reducer, I will get the value true. So don't confuse when I call slice and reducer, both are same, just the terminology is changed. So the process will be same, nothing but state management. So here by default I am going to call it true. So now it will be printed as true. If I refresh, here you can see we got true. So our Redux setup is successful. So in the next lecture we are going to see how to call these functions loading, show loading and hide loading, and how to represent the loaders. Thank you. Welcome back guys. In the last lecture we have completed the Redux setup in our application. So in this lecture we are going to work on the show loading and hide loading functions. So now let me delete this show loading and hide loading from the login. So here I just write const dispatch is equal to use dispatch. So here you can see in the try block, first I am going to write dispatch show loading. That means whenever the try block is called, we are going to call the show loading function. So the loader will be displayed. Of course, we have not written the logic for displaying the loader. I will write later. So first let me check this. So then whatever the result it may be, if it is success or false, we need to hide the loader. That means dispatch hide loading. Dispatch hide loading. That's all. Even in the catch block also I am going to write dispatch hide loading. That's all we need. Let's go to the register and do the same thing. So we need to import the use dispatch. First let me write directly. Sometimes the auto import will work and it will import automatically. Const dispatch is equal to use dispatch. No, I'm not sure why it is not working. Auto snippets are not working. Import use dispatch from React Redux. Now I got this. Why this stuff it's throwing error? Const dispatch is declared const what is this error? Const dispatch is equal to use dispatch. Okay, I'll copy the same thing and I'll put it here. Still it is throwing the error. I don't know why. Dispatch Control S. Let's see. Yeah, it's a normal error. I think it got executed, but it is throwing. Yeah, now it has gone. Maybe cache issue. So if I go to register also, here you can see there is nothing here. Now let me call the functions. Whenever the try block is executing, we are going to show the show loading. We are going to call the show loading. After getting the response, hide loading. Getting the response, hide loading. Even for the catch block also it should be hide loading. That's all. So now we need a loader to represent whenever the API request is in processing state. That loader should be present in the app.js because it is the common thing. So in the browser router I am going to create dot loader parent. Loader parent. In this I am going to write a bootstrap spinner. So let me go to the bootstrap and we will copy the bootstrap spinner. You can copy anything. Bootstrap spinner. We also have the spinner in the entity, but I don't like that, so I like the bootstrap spinner. So here you can see normal spinner. Just copy this and put it inside this spinner border, and we also have the colors. Later I will add the colors. First let's make it work, and we can remove this span. We just need the spinner border. Spinner okay, here I will write spinner parent and spinner border. Spinner parent, spinner border. That's nice. We need to add some styling to this. So first let's see whether it is loading or not. Yeah, here you can see we are getting this. Now I need this at the center of the page. So let's go to the index.css and let's go to common styling. Yeah, this is the common styling. So at the top only I will write dot spinner parent. Dot spinner parent. I am going to write display is equal to flex, justify content is equal to center, align items is equal to center, height is equal to 100 VH. That means it will take the complete height and complete width, and whatever the items which are present in the spinner parent will be aligned at the center. Let's see. Here you can see it is at the center. Now we just need to add one more thing. Opacity is equal to 0.5. This is looking good. Background color is equal to black. Black is too okay. Let me write 0.8. Now I will write position fixed. Something went wrong here, let me check. Position fixed, top 0, left 0, and z index is equal to 9999, and even the background color also I will decrease the opacity. Here I'll make it 0.7, and here I will remove the opacity. You can remove the height also, because anyhow we have written position top 0, left 0. Just remove the height, and now it should work. Why it is showing here? Let me write height and width 100%, width 100%, height 100%. Superb. Here you can see now it is working as expected. So you can adjust this color based on the background color opacity. So if you decrease it, it will look light like this. So I will show you how it will work. So now if I go to login, not login, app.js, I will show this whenever the loading is true. Okay, first let me keep it, and I am going to bring that loading. Const loading is equal to use selector, state is equal to state.alerts. So for this you just need to import the use selector. Yeah, now the import is also working fine. So here I'll just write if loading is equal to true, then only you just need to render that loader. That's all. And also we need to have this spinner border height and width increased. Dot spinner border. So width 3 rem, height 3 rem. 3 is nothing but 3 into 16 is equal to 48 pixels. 48 pixel is not enough for me. I want 5 rem, 5 rem. 16 into 5 is equal to, if I hover on this, I'm not getting anything. So basically 1 rem is nothing but 16 pixels, 5 rem is nothing but 80 pixels. Both height and width will be 80 pixels. So now cross check. Yeah, here you can see it's looking good. And we can also change the color. So spinner border color is equal to white, and we can make it important. Yeah, this looks much better. Now I will go to the alert slice. and I'll make the initial loading false. Format document. Let's close everything here. Now if I go to login and I'll log in with the Roman details, Roman 195, I'll enter the invalid password. So first it will show the loader and it will show the message. Here you can see loader password is incorrect. We can observe the everything beauty like this. So let's adjust some opacity of the background color, index.css. So let's make it 0.7. Here you can see, you could able to see the loading animation and everything, highlighting of the background color with opacity, everything clearly. Now I will enter the success one. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Login. Superb. Redirect into home page. Login successful. So like this you have to write the Redux setup as well as the loaders. So now even in the home page also, if there is any processing of the API, we can call that show loading and hide loading function. We need not to use the loading and loader symbol in every page, all the things. So we have to write everything global to make the efficient and readable code. Thank you. See you in the next lecture. Welcome back guys. In this lecture we are going to work on the concept of the protected and public routes. So if you go to the app.js, we'll be having 3 routes now: login, register and home. So here the home is protected route. That means whenever the token is present in the local storage, then only we have to render the home, else we have to show the login page. And if the token is already present in the local storage, and if it is a valid token, and if the user tries to navigate to the login and registration, we have to force the user to go to the home page. So these are called as the protected and public routes. So first we will see the protected routes. So I'm going to create a folder called as the components, not file, it is a folder, components. So in this components folder, first I'm going to create protected route.js. So it's as usual functional component. So in this functional component we will receive the props. So whatever the props we will receive, we are going to render it directly inside the div. But before that we will check the conditions, if the token is present or not, all those things. So first thing, if there is local storage dot get item token, okay, we can return like this. Yeah, instead of returning here we can also return like this. We can return props.children, else we will redirect the user to login. So for that you just need to import one component from the user, what it is, React router DOM, that is navigate. Import navigate from React router DOM. So if there is no user, I am going to return navigate to login. That's all. So I think we are good. Now let's go to the app.js. So for the home page, I am going to wrap everything in the protected route. Home. Now let's see. If I refresh, I'll be in the home page. Now I'll go to the local storage and I'll clear this token. Now I will refresh. I should navigate to the login page. Here you can see I have navigated to the login page because there is no user. So even the token is there, we have to verify that token. Anyhow, in the home page they will navigate For the first call only we will be verifying the token. So if the token is invalid, they will again navigate it to the login page. So even if you don't write the condition here to validate the token also, there won't be any problem. So if the token is present, we will navigate to the home page. So of course that is also a problem. So here also we can verify it, but there will be a lot of API calls if we have to do. So that's the reason I'm avoiding, but if you want, we will implement in the coming lectures if you get any errors or those things. So right now this is enough. Now let's go to the public route. Create a public route. Public route.js RFCE. So here it is somewhat similar and somewhat different. Just copy everything here from here and put it here itself. So if the token is already there, we should navigate to the home page. In the if condition, you have to write this, and in the else condition, you have to write this. Why I have written separate files for this small amount of code is, even in the coming lectures, if you want to write more logic also, that would be better if you have separate files. Return props.children. Here also I will write props. This is the public route. Now I am going to wrap both registration and login in the public routes. Public route. Here also public route. So navigate is undefined in the public route. Let me import the navigate. So GitHub Copilot is helping me a lot to finish the course in less time. Yeah, now let's see the magic. So now I'm going to log in with the Roman credentials. Roman 195, password 123456778, login. So login successful, redirected to home page. So there is nothing here. You can see still it is showing login. So something went wrong. So what the hell is this? If local storage.get item, we will navigate to the login, which is the public. In the app.js we have written public route for the login and register, and remaining it will be protected only. So in the protected we have written props.children or navigate. Let's see in the local storage first. We have the token. Oh, something went wrong here. You can see if I open the network, somewhere I can see here, you can see maximum update depth exceeded. You can have, so there is an issue in the protected route and public routes. It is calling continuously. So let me delete the user from the local storage. Application, I'll delete the user. Now I'll click on the login. Now let's see the console. Now there is no error. Only in the home page we have that error. Why it is throwing the error? Once again I will log in. roman195@gmail.com, password 123456778, login. Here you can see it is keep on increasing, maximum depth exceeded. Let's find out the error. Application, delete everything, login. Now let's go to the protected route. So here we have written function protected route. If local storage.get item, I am returning the props.children, else return navigate. Why it is throwing the error then? Okay guys, I got the issue. Here you can see in the public route we have written the wrong statement. So if the local storage.getItem token is true, we just need to write navigate to home page, not this. Yeah, now let's see. It got stopped. It's successful and we got the response. Now let's log in one more time. So if I go to the login page also, I should navigate to home. Even if I open the new tab, I'll try to navigate to the register because the user is already present. That's the reason I'll be navigating to the home. I'll try to navigate to the login. That's all. Now I will show you one more thing. So I'll delete the user, and now if I refresh, I should navigate to the login page. That's all. So our both public and protected routes are working fine. So thank you. See you in the next section. So from the next section, it will be our complete project oriented. So as of now, we have not started anything about the project. We have implemented the basic concepts like authentication, loaders, Redux, all those things. So in the next lecture, we'll be working on the default layout for our doctors and patient layout. Thank you. Welcome back, guys. In this section, we are going to work on the layout of our application. So first of all, I will show you the demo of layout in the deployed version, so you will understand better what we are building and how we are building. So here you can see this is the deployed version. So I'm going to log in with one of the credentials in the deployed version. So there will be 3 logins basically: user login, doctor login, and admin login. Now I am going to have the user credentials to login: arjun@gmail.com, and password will be 123456778. Login. So here you can see this is the user layout. So in the user layout, you will be having the left nav bar, top header, and the content area. So in the left nav bar, you will be having the menus like home, appointments, apply doctor. A user can apply a doctor account if he is a doctor, and logout. And here you will be having the notifications, and here you will be having the username of the logged in. So here this is the project title. So this is the layout for the user. So if you log in with the admin credentials, the layout will be different. That means the content will be same here, menus will be different. For the admin, you will be having different menu, and for the admin, for the doctor also, you will be having the different menu. So basically we have to design the layout for 3 different roles: user, doctor, and admin. So the remaining header and content will be same. The nav bar, menu items will be different for 3 different roles. So this is the layout. So in the deployed version, I have built this layout with the entity layout component, but in the current version, I'm not going to use that, because even if we use the entity layout, we have to customize lot of CSS classes. So instead, we can build our own from scratch. So now I'm going to log in with my credentials in the current version. So this is Shehaldi dev. I'm going to log in with roman195@gmail.com. Password 123456778. Login. So by the end of this section, we are going to get this layout from the deployed version. Let's get started. So layout is the reusable component. We have to use this layout in many pages like home, appointments, apply doctor, everything. So in every page the layout would be same. So we will use the reusable component. So close everything in the server side. So the complete section will be based on the client side only. Let me close everything. Yeah. So just expand src and components. So in these components, I am going to create a new file called as the layout. Layout.js. So I'll just write RFCE functional component. So in this layout, first I'm going to write one more div. I'll just write class name deflex, and I will write layout. And for this, I'm going to write the class name main. So this is the main, and this is the layout. And in this layout, you will be having 2 different divs. The first one will be sidebar class name is equal to sidebar, and then we'll be having the div. In this div, the class name will be content. In this content, we'll be having again two sections, dot header and dot body. So this is the structure. So here you can see this is the main layout, that means page. In this main layout we are going to apply padding 20 or 30. I'll just apply padding 20. So from all the sides we will get the padding 20. Then we'll be having layout. Though here we have applied deflex, that means side by side display flex. So if you observe, we have written sidebar. Sidebar means this, and the next one will be this area content. Again in the content we have the header, that means this area, and the body this area. So I'll write some of the text in everything so you will understand better. So this is sidebar and this is content, oh sorry, header, and this is the body. So basically in the body we are going to render the pages. So what I will do means I am going to receive the props by destructuring the children, and I am going to return the children. Now let's go to the home page. So here we are having the content directly in the div right. So you can get rid of this and have the layout as the parent element, and inside the layout you can render whatever you want. I'll just write h1 home page format document. Now let's see, it's getting compiled. So here you can see, if I see the output, first I got sidebar, then I got header, then I got home page, that means the body area. So our structure is successful. Now we are going to have some width and heights for the everything. So for the layout I will be having a separate CSS file. So in the components only I will create that, or else in the src only just create one file, layout.css, because we have to write lot of styling for the layout. So the first one will be, so I'll remove these also, even the main, everything should be in the layout.css only. So the first one would be dot main. Dot main should have from all the sides padding 20 pixels. Then I'll be having dot sidebar. So background color should be what it is, our theme color. So let's go and find it in the primary button. Yeah, so this is my background color, and right now I don't require any padding. If I want, I will add it later. So I just write border radius 5px and box shadow 2px gray. That's all. So for the sidebar I want margin right should be 10px or 20px. So right now just give 20px. Then I want we will be having header dot header. So here also it is giving some suggestions. Let's accept everything, but we don't want the header color should be theme. So I want normal white color. Background color should be white, and I just want the box shadow. And padding I will remove right now. And for the header I want margin bottom, because bottom of the header will be having the body content. So I want margin bottom 20px, and sidebar height should be 100 vh, and header height should be, right now I just write height should be 15 VH. 15 VH. Now let's have the dot body. So dot body background color should be white, border radius 5px, box shadow, margin bottom not required. Anyhow, we will be having the padding in the layout, so we don't require the margin bottom. I think we are good. Now let's see the output, how it is looking. So let's refresh. Actually, we have to import this file in the layout.js. Let's go to the layout.js and import dot slash, I think dot slash layout dot css. Let's see. Superb. Here you can see we got as our expected thing. So we just need to have some height and width things. So first of all, the header and what it is, home page should take the complete width available. So let's go to the layout.css, and for the sidebar right now I'm just adding padding 10px and width is equal to 250px. Cool. And header should be complete. So width 100%. It's not taking. Why it is not taking? Okay, for body also I'll just write width is equal to 100%. Actually, we forgot one more class here, because if you go to the layout, we'll be having the content. So for the content also you have to write the styling. It's just width. So dot content. So width is equal to 100%. Yeah, height also 100%. Whatever it is there. Height also 100%. Now let's see. Yeah, this is looking good. Now let's decrease the height of the header. So instead of 15 VH, let's make it 10, and here let's make it 90. Yeah, this is looking good now. So we got sidebar, we got header, and we got home page. I think, yeah, it is 100%. But here you can see we cannot see the margin on padding at the bottom. We could see the space left, bottom and right, but we don't have the space at the bottom. So I'll try to resolve it. What is the issue? So here for the main we will be having for everything sidebar. Okay, after the main we should have the sidebar, then we should have the content. Okay, so instead of 100 VH, I'll just write 100%. 100%, and here also main is equal to height 100%, or for the main you can write 100 VH because it is the parent element. Okay, height 100 VH is not taking. I'll just write min height. Now it is taking, but we don't have the space at the bottom. Okay, I'll leave it for now. Then what we will do, so I think the issue is with the height of the body. So here you can see we have written height of the body is equal to 90 VH. So if you could decrease this to match the layout, so everything will be perfect. So I will try 85. Yeah, we need to decrease some more. Let's make it 82. Yeah, this is perfect. Here you can see we are getting spaces from all the sides, even the box shadows. So sidebar is looking good, header is looking good, and home page is also looking good. So even if you go to the mobile view also, the height and width will be Good. So later we will write the collapsing and expanding logic in the next lecture. So right now let's focus on the structure. So we got our structure what we require in the deployed version. Here you can see it would be same. I think the width of the header or navbar should be increased. So what we have given 250, let's make it 300. I think now it's perfect. So in the next lecture we'll be working on the menu items. Thank you. Welcome back guys. In this lecture we are going to work on the menu items for the layout. So here you can see in the sidebar we have to add the menu items with the icons, and also should have the select highlight feature. That means the selected menu should be highlighted. So first at the top we are going to have our brand title or project title, and in the header we should have one button to expand and collapse. So even if you expand the complete navbar also there won't be any problem, or if you want to display the icons you can display it. That's up to you. Now let's see. Let's go to layout.css. So this will be very long lecture. So we are going to build the complete sidebar in this. Go to layout. Now first I am going to create a menu with the items. Const. And also first we have to use one library called remix icons for all our icons. So Entity provides the icons, but it doesn't have all the icons. So I'll use one of the CDN library, remix icons. Here we'll be having a lot of icons, and it is an open source. Here you can see. So I feel this is the best compared to Font Awesome, Flat Icons, all the things. So just click on the CDN, copy this, and put it in the index.html. And close it. Now I'm going to create const user menu. Const user menu is equal to, it is an array. So for every menu there will be name, link, and icon. So icon we are going to store the class. Let's keep this empty first. Instead of link we can call it as path. On clicking on this home, where it should go. Then we'll be having we don't require profile, we require the next menu should be appointments. If the user is having any appointments, it will be the second menu, name, path, appointments. Icon will be empty, and the next one will be this is also not a profile, this is apply doctor. So if you are a doctor and if you signed into the application, you can apply for the doctor account. So where the admin will confirm if you are a doctor or not by providing all the security details, all those things. Apply doctor, icon will be empty. And right now I'm going to give the profile is not required anyhow, we will be having in the header. So just give the fourth one as profile. If you don't require anymore, we will remove it later. So the last one will be logout. Don't worry about the logout now. Yeah, so we have the user menu ready. Now I am going to write const menu to be rendered. Menu to be rendered is equal to user menu. That's all. So now this is the sidebar, right? In this sidebar I am going to write the logic. The first one will be sidebar header. So I am going to close this right now. So in the sidebar header we are going to show our company title. So right now I'll just keep the text as one h1, and the text should be sh, stay healthy. Then we'll be having the actual menu, dot menu I will write, dot menu. So in this menu we are going to loop through the menu to be rendered items, and we are going to return for every iteration. We are going to return a div which is the combination of an icon. So how to render these CDN icons? Let's see. Remix icons. So if I click on this, I'm getting the I class. So just copy this and paste it here, and this should be class name, and here I'll be having the exact class of the menu. So menu.icon, and this should be class name is equal to d-flex. So then we'll be having a link tag which will navigate to the respective path. So in the link tag name will be menu.path, and it should menu.name. Then the link should navigate to the to prop, and it should be in the curly braces menu.path. That's all, I think. So I'm getting an error here. Okay, we need to close this actually. Yeah, now it's perfect. So now let's apply the link is not defined. Let's import the link. Auto import is not working. Import link from React router DOM. Now let's copy the icon classes. So first we'll be having the home. So we can copy any one of the home here. Yeah, this is looking good actually, the first one. So you just need to copy this class name and put it here in the icon. Then we'll be having the appointments. So just search. If you don't have the appointments, you can also search like list. Yeah, list. Copy and put it here. Then we'll be having doctor, apply doctor account. So or else I'll write health. Yeah, apply doctor account, hospital. Yeah, this looks good. Even if you scroll down, you will be having some more icons. Here you can see apply doctor account. Yeah, first we will copy, then we will change if required. Then we'll be having profile and logout. Profile, instead of profile I'll search user. Yeah, this looks good. User, and the last one will be logout. This looks fine. Copy and paste it here. Yeah, now let's see the output, how horrible it is looking. Wow. It's looking almost as expected. So first, for the link tag we have to add one class. Okay, we will style everything in the CSS only. So this is the div, right? So for this div we have written dflex, and you can also remove this dflex and write menu item. So for this menu item we have to write the styling now. So go to the layout.css, where it is. Yeah, so after having all these things, we'll be having the menu styling. dot menu item. So the first one will be margin top 25px, or even we can also write 30. That looks clean. Now dot menu item will be having anchor tag, which should have color white in the normal scenario. This looks clean, and also I will increase the font size. Font size is equal to 20px. 20 is too high, let's make it 18. That looks clean. Now we'll be having dot menu item and span element. For this span element also color should be white, so text decoration should be none, font size should be 18px. So it is a span element, right? Let's check. Okay, it is I, not span. Yeah, now we have the menus items also ready. So now for the menu item we are going to have some space. Margin left, margin right 20px, looking very clean. So let's decrease some opacity for these colors. I don't want the complete white. Let's have 0.7 plus. Yeah, this looks clean. So here you can see, even if you click on the home, it's go to home, appointments, apply doctor, everything is working fine. So we got the menu ready. Now whenever the menu is active, we have to highlight it. So now what I will do, so for the icon, instead of having margin right, I'm going to have margin 0 and 15. So margin top and bottom 0, and left and right should be 15. Yeah, this looks much better now. And for the complete menu, dot menu, I'll be having margin top is equal to at least 50 pixels between the title and this. Let's make it 100. Yeah, so anyhow we are writing everything from scratch, so we can write the responsive classes also very easily. So if we write entity classes, it's difficult to override in the responsive, all those things. So right now it is easy. So now whenever the route is active, we have to highlight it. So now I'm going to write that. So here I'm going to write dot active menu item. So for active menu item, the color should be white, and background color should be same like this but somewhat dark. I'll choose this down. Now I'm going to write when the menu should be active. So I'm going to write one thing here. Const location is equal to use location. Now here I'm going to write const is active is equal to location dot path name equal to menu dot path. If it is same, we are going to write is active. Now here we are going to check the condition for the menu item. So I'll just write the backticks. Yeah, so if is active, we are going to write a class called as, let's see what class we have written, active menu item. Active menu item. That's all. Here you can see now the home is active. So we just need to write some styling for the active menu item now. So padding should be 5px and border radius should be 5px. That's all. Here you can see as like the deployed version. So we got everything. So if you go to the appointments route will be active as like. So right now we don't have the pages, so that's the reason only home is active. So even if you go to the appointments, whenever the route is ready it will be active, and I will show you then. So we are done with the structure and we are also done with the navbar. So now the thing is we have to add the collapsing and expanding facility for the navbar. So in the next lecture we are going to work on that. Thank you. Welcome back guys. In this lecture we are going to work on the collapsing and expanding functionality for the side navbar in our application. So first of all, in the header we should have some icon like cross mark, and at the right side we should have some icons like notifications as well as the logged in user profile. So let's go to the layout.css. Where is it? Yeah, layout.css. So we'll be having this header, right? So for this header I'm going to write display flex, align items important, align item center, and justify content space between. That's all. Now let's go to the index.css. Already it is there. Layout.js. So this is the header, right? So in this header the first one will be a span element or directly I. Let's copy the icon directly, remix icons, close. Yeah, this one. Copy this. Need to copy the complete thing. Copy and put it here, and let's make it class name. And now let's go to the thing. Here you can see we got this. Now I'm going to write some styling for this. So close icon. So layout.css, or else we can write one thing. For all the remix icons I'm going to write the same styling, remix icons. So this should be the normal one, right? That means global one. So let's go to the index.css and we'll be having a section like common styling. So here I'm going to write, after the anchor event I'm going to write dot remix icons, I think icons, remix icons. Font size should be, I think we have given 18px. Now let's see, it got applied. Let's see the class name. Yeah, remix icons. White is this. Let's make it important. Okay, something went wrong here. Let's close this because sometimes you may have to use the different color for the icons. So let's write in the index.css only dot close icon. So just write font size 20 pixel, and color should be black, not white, it should be black. And let's go and write this class name for the icon. Close icon. Still it is not showing. Let's refresh. Let me inspect this. What is the issue? think we have to override. Here you can see font family, it is having the default thing. Let me override. Close icon. Yeah, now it's perfect. So let's make it 30. Yeah, it's looking good. So it should be cursor pointer and padding left is equal to 10px. Yeah, so when we click on this should expand and it has to show only icons. That means only at least somewhat 50 pixels or like that width. So now we have to do that with the help of menu. So this is the sidebar, right? Now I'm going to write dot collapsed sidebar. Apply the same thing whatever you have here and make it width 50, or else you can also make it 0 if you want, if you don't want to show the icons. Now let's go to the layout.js and have a state const so collapsed set collapsed react.useState. Initially it is false. So whenever we click on this, where it is close icon, yeah, this is the close icon, we are going to write on click set collapsed is equal to true. Set collapsed true. And now for this menu here also you have to write. So not for this menu, yeah, for this sidebar you just need to write the class name. If it is collapsed, then the class name should be collapsed sidebar. Else it should be normal sidebar. Let's see we have the exact last name or not. Collapsed sidebar. So later I will adjust the width based on the icon sizes, all those things. Yeah, now let's see first. Okay, it's not adjusting. I have not even clicked, but it is, I don't know why. I think initially collapsed should be false, not true. Initially it should be expanded actually. Yeah, so now I will click on this, so it got collapsed. So now I will increase the width. So let's make it 100. Is too high. Let's make it 80. It is also to waste 70. 70 is also high. Let's make it 60. Yeah, 60 is somewhat looking good. And here we have to add something like okay, I'll do one thing now. Instead of expanding this or changing this width, I'll remove this width first. Width property here and also here. We could have something like we have this link, right? So we are going to show this link only if sidebar collapsed is false. If not collapsed, we are going to show the link, else we will show only icon. That's all. Here you can see now it is looking very clean. So if it is already collapsed, we should have the hamburger to expand, so we can avoid those width classes, all those things. So this is the icon, right? If it is not collapsed, or first I will write, if it is collapsed, we are going to write one icon, else we are going to render another icon. So now if it is already collapsed, we have to show the hamburger. Now I will copy the class of hamburger. I'll just write menu here. I'll copy this and I'll add the icon here. Oh, I just need the icon. That's all. Put it here. So instead of close icon, just write header action icon. Header action icon. And here also just use the same name, header action icon. And here also, where is the icon? Instead of close icon, just use header action icon. Now let's see. Okay, by default it is expanded. I'm going to click on this, got hamburger. So again, if you click on this, it should make the thing false, the collapsed false. Here it should be false. That's all. Here you can see. So if you want to apply some padding to the menu also, you can apply. Let's have some padding. In the mobile view we will decrease it, only in the desktop view we will have. So we don't require this collapsed sidebar now. Even for the layout also, here just make it just sidebar. Just make this sidebar. We'll see, nothing got broken. Now this is the sidebar, right? So I'm going to write padding. Okay, padding top and bottom, it is okay. And we'll be having menu instead of this. Let's add, for the menu I'll just write padding top and bottom. I don't want anything, and but left and right I want 25 pixels. 25 is too high, let's make it 20. That's all. Now the menu is looking very clean. So expand, collapse, expand, collapse. So now in the mobile view we are going to decrease it later, or else let's write now itself. So instead of waiting the time, here you can see we are going to decrease this space. That's all in the mobile view. Or else we can directly hide the side navbar when we click on the close icon in the mobile view. That's up to you, but my responsibility is teach you how to change the styling in the mobile view. So I'm going to do that now. So I'll just write dot media screen. So I got the snippet, max width 768. Let's close everything. What I will do means, so I'm having this menu, right? Dot menu. For this I'm going to have margin or padding 0 and just 5px. Now let's go to the mobile view. Why it is not applied? Let's open directly in the mobile. Let's choose. Okay, here it is not applied, something went wrong. Oh, the spelling is wrong. Menu. Yeah, now it is perfect. So here they can see the content and they can see the output. So if you want to hide this complete navbar also, you can hide it. So you just need to make the width 0 whenever the navbar is collapsed in the mobile view. But this looks good for me, so I'll choose this. So let's make this expanded. So that's all guys, this is about the navbar. So even in the desktop view also, this much space is not required. So just make it 10. It's not looking good. 10. Yeah, this I feel better. Only for the link, just add some padding. Let's go to the menu item, padding 0 and 10px. Yeah, this looks cool. So that's all guys, we are done with the layout. So from the next section we'll be working on the Doctor APIs. Thank you. Hold on, so we forgot one thing in the layout. So here you can see in the deployed version we'll be having this notification icon as well as the logged in user profile. So we missed this, so let's complete that and we'll go. Okay, let's go to the layout, go to header. So in the header, this is the first part, and in the second part we'll be having the a div. Again, this is the deflex, class name is equal to deflex. First we'll be having the notification icon. Let's copy that, notify. You can choose any one of these. I'll choose this, copy and put it here, make it class name, and also layout action icon, Now let's see. Here you can see we got this menu. So not menu, the icon. So the spelling is wrong, maybe the class name spelling is wrong. Let's check it. If we expand this, we will get it here, header action icon. Yeah, now the size got increased. Now we have to add the logged in user name. So the logged in user name will be present in the form of token only. So what I will do means, in the protected route or in the layout or anywhere, we will have an API call to get the user details, and we will put that in the Redux. So I'm going to do that right away. Use effect, snippet. So I'm going to write const. So first we have to create a reducer. Let's go to the Redux, copy everything here and make it one more. User slice.js, RFCE. So wherever there is alert slice, let's make it user slice. Let's make it user slice, and we need only one function, that is set user. So every time whenever the page is reloaded, we are going to call it. Here also I am going to make it initial state user is equal to null, and here state dot user is equal to, here I'll just write action and action dot payload, that's all, and the name will be user. So we got the slice and reducer ready. Let's go and add it in the store. So here instead of alert, I'm going to add user. So I'll just write user slice dot reducer. Let's import this. Yeah, we got the user slice. Use effect is not imported in the protected route. Let's import use effect from React. That's all. So now what I will do, first I will get the user from the reducer. Const user is equal to use selector state is equal to state.user. So you just have to import the use selector also. Import use selector from React Redux. So now I am going to write, so for the first time I am going to write user. So if there is no user, if not user, I am going to have an API call get user. And the function would be const get user will be executed here. This function should be async, and now I am going to import the Axios. Import Axios from Axios. Try catch block. So if anything goes wrong, we just have to navigate to the login page, because this is the protected route. Const navigate is equal to use navigate. Import. Now I am going to write const response is equal to await Axios.post. The API will be API slash, don't worry about these, /API / user / get user info. Let me cross check in the backend. Routes, user route, get user info by ID. So we are going to send the token is equal to local storage.get item token, and we also need to send the authorization headers. I just want authorization, not content type. Authorization is equal to bearer token. That's all, guys. So response and everything is looking good. Now I'll just write if response.data.success, I'll have a function, else I'll be navigating to the login page. Here also same, navigating to the login page, because if anything goes wrong in the protected layout, that must be the token mistake. So if there is any token mistakes, we just have to go to the login page, that's all. So if response.data.success, we should have that user in the reducer. Const dispatch is equal to use dispatch. So here I'll just write dispatch set user is equal to response.data.data. Let's see in the user route what we are sending. So we are sending, yeah, in the form of data only. And let's close this user route and store. Here the function will be not short loading and hide loading, it is set user. Now let's import this set user. That's all. Use dispatch is not defined. So where it is, that's all. And also I'll just try dispatch show loading, dispatch show loading, and after the response, whatever it may be, we are going to hide it. Dispatch hide loading, hide loading, and in the catch block also I'm going to write dispatch hide loading. So let's import this. Show loading and hide loading from the not loading slice, it is alert slice. That's all guys, we are good. Let's refresh and have a network call, and also we need to check it. Refresh. So get user info by ID, we got the data, so that means we should be having the user info now. Go to the layout and destructure the user here. Const user is equal to same use selector, you just need to import that use selector. And now in the header part, this is the icon, right? So right to this icon we should have one link tag which will have the user dot name. So just put the optional chaining, even if it is don't having, you should not crash it. Class name is equal to anchor, and for this icon I'm going to have mr2. Yeah, it got crashed, I'm not sure why. So let's debug. Okay, so here you can see we don't have the path name, that's the reason it got crashed. So it should have the path name 2 prop 2 is equal to, so let's make it profile. Superb. Here you can see now we got the name. So for this deflex, just write align items center, exactly what we got. And I just write padding R2 PR2 here, not working. PX2, yeah, it is working. Let's make it PX3 or 4. Cool. And here also I just write PX2. Perfect. Let's make it 3. That's all guys. Here you can see we got the exact layout which is present in the deployed version. So everything is working fine. So it is navigating to the home, so it will navigate to the notifications whenever the notification route is ready. So this is about the layout. Thank you. Welcome back guys. In the last section we have completed the layouts and the protected routes concept. So we missed one thing in the last lecture. So actually when the authorization request is went, here you can see we have this protected route. In this protected list we have the get user function, right? So if there is anything goes wrong in this get user function, we have to clear the local storage also. So we are directly navigating to the login because the token will be already present in that may be invalid token, but if there is any invalid token, first we have to clear that and we have to send the user to login page. So in the else part here I'm going to write local storage dot clear, local storage dot clear, and here also local storage dot clear. That's all. So this is the mistake that we had in the last lecture or last section. So now in this section we'll be working on the doctor accounts. So first of all, to create the doctor account you have to make some changes in the user model. So right now if I open the user model, let me close everything in the client. and here in the models I am going to open user model. So here you can see we have very simple user model, name, email, password. Now I am going to have some of the additional fields in this user model. The first one will be is doctor. So if this user is a doctor, again for the doctor we are going to have a separate model, but a user can also be a doctor. That's the reason we are going to have like this. So oh sorry, not like this, you have to write, you just have to write the name is doctor. Is doctor, it's a boolean, type boolean, required, it's not required actually, we just have the default value, default false. Then we'll be having the is admin. Is admin, so this is also type boolean, required default is equal to false. It should be colon. Now the last one will be, last two will be watched notifications. So we are going to work on the notifications in this application. So whenever a user books an appointment with the doctor is going to get the notification. If the doctor approves or rejects that appointment, again the user will get the notification. Also, if a user account applies for the doctor account, the admin will get the notification. If the admin approves the doctor account request, the user will get the notification. So we have 4 different kinds of notification scenarios and we'll be working on that. So watched notifications, so this will be type array and default will be empty array. Then the next one will be next one will be unseen notifications, or else here also we can write seen notifications and unseen notifications. So once the notification is saw by the user, we are going to clear that. That means by default the notifications are going to store in the unseen notifications. So whenever user sees the notifications and if you clear the notifications, it is going to go and stored in the seen notifications. You can also name it as watched and unwatched notifications. So these are the additional properties that we are going to give for the user. So name, email, password, is doctor, is admin, seen notifications, unseen notifications. So I think we are good in this. So if the is doctor account is true, we are going to have the different admin, not different admin, different menu for the user. If the is admin is true, we are going to have the different admin for the different layout for the admin. So first let's go and remove the existing user because we don't have all that modules. Now I am going to register a new user. So I just write messi@gmail.com. Oh sorry, name will be Messi, email will be messi123@gmail.com, password I am going to write 123456778. Register. So user created successfully, redirected to login page. Now here I am going to check the model. So now I got name, email, password, is doctor false, is admin false, seen notifications, unseen notifications. So I am going to consider these as the user account. So now I am going to create 3 different accounts. One is for the user, one is for the admin, one is for the doctor. So we are going to play around with all the accounts. So in this lecture we'll be working on only user and admin. So in the next lecture we are going to create the doctor model. So here I'll consider this is as the user. Now I am going to register with the admin. So here I am going to write admin is equal name is equal to Shea Health, or I just write name is equal to admin, email is equal to shadmin admin@gmail.com, password is equal to 123456778. Register. Yeah, so by default this user also will be the user only, but we are going to change the is admin value in the backend. because we know to whom we want to give the admin access. So here you can see sh admin. So for this admin, I am going to write value is equal to true. Is admin is equal to true. That's all. So now we have the user account. Now we have the admin account. So in the next lecture, we'll be working on the doctor account. So leave it about that. So first, let's discuss about these two. So if I log in with the user, so user is messi123@gmail.com, password 1234567 login. So I got login with the Messi details. Here you can see I have the username. If I open the console also, there is nothing here. So we just have this data. Let's clean up this console. In the home we are having, let's go to the home, client, src, pages, home. Let's get rid of these console errors. That's all. So let's refresh. Yeah, so we don't have any errors now. This is the key prop and this is the invalid class prop. We can get rid this. And if I open the network also, there is no repeating API call, so everything is good. Now first let me change this color. It's not looking good. Go to the layout, components, layout.css. In the layout.css we'll be having the logo text, I think. So sidebar header, in this size sidebar header we have, or else let me directly create logo. So now in the layout.css, here I am at the top only I will write dot logo, color is equal to white, font weight is equal to bold, font weight is equal to bold. That's all. So we got the logo. Now we need to check if the logged in user is doctor, normal user or admin. So for every different role we'll be having the different menu items. So there will be some of the change, not everything. So first I am going to configure everything. Let's go to the layout, layout.js. So here I have just created the user menu. Now I am going to copy this and I'll replicate it for the admin menu. So in this admin menu also, home will be common. So the home page we are going to display all the doctors with the available time slots, and the second one will be appointments. So doctor doesn't need the appointments, not doctor, admin doesn't need the appointments, and you also don't need the apply doctor because he will be the admin, and you also don't need the profile. If you keep it, you can also keep it. So the two required menus for the doctor is list of users, sorry, I'm keep on saying doctor. Two required menus for the admin is list of users and list of doctors. So first I'm going to write name is equal to users, name is equal to users, path is equal to users, and icon is equal to something user line, anything. And now I'm going to write doctors. The next one will be doctors, path will be doctors, icon like this. That's all. So we got home, users, doctors, profile and logout. So this is the admin menu. So how you know whether the logged in user is admin or user, normal user? So here that's the reason I have written const menu to be rendered. So in this you have to check the user role. So already we have this user, right? So you just need to write if user dot is admin, we are going to render admin menu, else user menu. once we get the doctor role, we are going to add that also. Right now we have only 2, so user.admin is equal to true, then we are going to render admin menu, else we are going to render user menu. Now let's see what it is going to render. If I refresh, something went wrong here. I think we need to write the optional chaining. Yeah, refresh. Yeah, we got this. So we got the user menu because the Messi is user, is not admin. Now I'm going to log out. So for the logout, I'm going to write the functionality now itself. So where is logout? Here, this is the logout. So what I will do means logout will be common for all the roles, that may be user role, admin role, or doctor role. So I'm going to remove from the menu list. I'm going to add it in the static way. So we are going to do that. So just remove the logout from here. First we have to copy RI login box line. Okay, so where is the menu? Yeah, this is the menu, right? So this is the mapping. So without map also I'm going to write one. Oh, sorry. So the same structure, just copy this and put it here. So class name will be deflex menu item, so it is not going to be active anytime, because when we click on the logout we are going to navigate to the different route. That's all. And here we also don't need this what it is, path. We also don't need the path. We just need to write the on click for this. On click, on click. So I'm going to clear the local storage dot clear, and I will navigate to the login page. We don't have the navigate. Let me import this. Const navigate is equal to use navigate. Scroll down. So navigate to login. I think we will get an error. Menu is not defined here. Where? Yeah, here. So we are going to give the class name static one. So let's go to the remix icons and copy the icon name for logout. Remix icon. Logout. Just copy this and put it here. The reason why I am writing this is it is going to be static for all the things. That's the reason I am going to keep it like this. So here also menu, we don't require the link also. It should go to the login anyhow. Yeah, it should be, the name will be direct logout. Yeah, the structure didn't got disturbed. So now I am going to log out these credentials. Yeah, I am in the login. If I open the local storage, it should be cleared now. So there is no user. So refresh. I'll try to go to the home page. I should navigate to the login. Yeah, it is working. Now I am going to log in with the admin credentials. So shadmin@gmail.com. Password will be same 1234567 So if I log in with this email, I have to get the different menu like home, doctors, users, profile, and logout. Let's see. Login. What the hell is this? We still got the user menu only. Something went wrong here. Let me check. So const user, we got user is equal to state.user. So I'm going to print the user now. So let me see what we are getting in the user in the console. Yeah. So here you can see we are not sending the is admin and is doctor, all those things. We are sending only name and email. So instead, what I will do means, let's go to the backend. User route. So name is equal to email user dot email. So I am also going to send. I'll just send the complete user object. Name, user, email. We don't have phone. Scene notifications. Scene notifications. Okay, I'll do one thing. Instead of sending these every property one by one, I am going to write I'll send the complete user and password is equal to empty string. We are not going to send the password to the user. Password will be empty string. Refresh. Now let's see the console. Object. Okay, you have to write user underscore doc. User underscore doc. Now let's see. It got crashed. Let's log in once again. shadmin@gmail.com. Password is equal to 1234567 So something is going wrong. So here one thing we can do means I'll just write here const user info is equal to, I'm getting these snippets. Okay, user dot doc. We are not getting the doc, or else I'll simply append const. Okay, already we have the user, right? User dot password is equal to undefined, and here instead of having all this manipulation, I'll just directly send the user. Now let's see. shadmin@gmail.com. Password is equal to 1234567 Login. Superb. Here you can see now we got the admin menu. So we got home, we got users, we got doctors, profile, everything. So I'm going to get the doctor icon now. So remix icons. Doctor. It's not having. I'll write medical. We can copy anyone. So I'll copy this hospital symbol for doctor, or else let me copy different user icon, because we cannot keep the hospital symbol as doctor. User with some of the different user place, user, yeah. I'll copy this star. Doctor. Layout. Go to, okay. Oh, it's not doctor actually. Yeah, it's doctor only. Yeah, sorry. So this is the doctor. Users. Keep like this. That's all. Here you can see we got the menu. So users, doctors, profile, and logout. So now we got the different menus for the both user and doctor, not doctor, admin. So sorry for the confusion. So every time I keep on saying doctor, user, all those things. So in the next lecture we'll be working on applying doctor account from the user. Thank you.